who should I vote for? What should I do? We're obviously involved in our community in doing that. And it is interesting to me that we get those questions and then we work to answer them as best we can, right? You guys obviously have a comprehensive way to address these things, which is wonderful. What's interesting to me, though, is that once it sinks in that they actually have to do something, and this isn't a surface level question, a number of them will take a step back and say, well, yeah, I believe in my values, but voting my values, politics and religion aren't supposed to necessarily mix. Now, Julian and I would disagree. Debbie, we believe that part of the challenge that we have today, and we talk about this in our ministry, is that we've ceded ground in the culture. Mm-hmm. And therefore, the culture is dictating the terms. If you can answer that, would you agree with that? And then I think the secondary to that is, with such a great tool like iVoterGuide, how can people help to share this message or help to educate people who ask those questions?
Well, RC, we get the same question. I've always had that question. Who do you go to? And a lot of us, if we're lucky or fortunate, or God has given us friends that we know who to go to. Your friends go to you. I have friends who come to me. I have somebody who I go to for my local races. And I say, James, who do I vote for? iVoterGuide seeks to be that trusted friend for voters across the nation that they go to first, because as a Christian ministry, we understand that voting is a stewardship responsibility. It's part of being salt and light. I strongly disagree with that statement that religion and politics should not mix. The founding fathers said, this type of government is really only for a religious and a moral people. If the world around us looks dark and maybe not Christian-like, maybe it's because the Christians aren't participating and we're not letting our light shine. So I strongly encourage people to participate in all levels of government. At a minimum, you need to vote and you need to know who you're voting for. And I would challenge you to vote in every election, not just in the general election every 2 or 4 years, because that's how we'll make the country look like this. But we still need a tool to identify those candidates who share our values, because we've seen that the media doesn't always portray it accurately. Candidates will sometimes say one thing and do something different. So we like to say we hold them accountable, not at the ballot box is where we hold them accountable. We're watching what they're doing. What are they voting on? What are the actions they're taking? Who have they given money to? Who have they received money from? Because that kind of can show their motivation or who's bought influence over them. So that's the research that iVoterGuide does, looking at the actions of the candidates to equip the church to be a good steward of that responsibility, to be salt and light, and to be civically engaged.